Okay, so I'm going to walk you through filling out the form that is application for issuance of writ of execution, possession, or sale. Now we're just doing this writ for possession only. And notice that this form is a Los Angeles Superior Court form. So it's LACIV, and it is not a California Judicial Council form. So this is not California wide. This is specifically for Los Angeles, which is why you'll see up here, County of Los Angeles is already pre-filled. Okay, so if you are representing yourself and you don't have an attorney, you're not going to put a state bar number. You're just going to leave that blank. You're going to put your name and last name, your phone number and your address, and then for here you can put pro per or per se or slash or slash, but don't use both. Per, and then you're going to put the name of the court. So for example, I'll put Van Nuys Courthouse East. You'll notice this is again a little bit different than how it is for the California form, but it's pretty straightforward, or at least it's intuitive. For plaintiff, you're gonna have to copy this from the complaint. So it'll be whatever is in the complaint, but typically this is the landlord. And then for the defendant, it'll be for this is unlawful detainer, so it's going to be the tenants, and then case number, and here it'll be your name, so you're the person who's going to be signing, and who's the person that's on this. You are the plaintiff, so this you'll actually type out, and then you'll check. This will likely be based on a judgment. So you already at this point have your judgment, or you're filing them together. Just leave it blank and let the clerk fill it out. It would be unusual, but if you do have a judgment that was renewed, you would also click this and put the date that it was renewed. So you would have 2 dates. And then for the judgment creditor, you're going to put the plaintiff essentially is the landlord and the landlord's address. Keep in mind that even though there's no money judgment, you still do want to put judgment creditor. So if you're doing this application for just writ of possession only, still put in the landlord and their address, or plaintiff and their address as under the judgment creditor, and put the defendant and their address under judgment debtor, again, even though there's no debt involved. In case of possession, you would just put the address of the property. So then you click this for unlawful detainer, and this will be the daily rental rate, and this comes from the complaint. So you go back to your complaint and take that number. You don't change this based on how things are today. And then here, I do have a video about this code section 415.46, and some things to keep in mind about it and why it's important. But basically, having done this entitles you to have the writ apply to everybody. So your judgment already has to have this, and if it does, then when you ask for the writ to be issued, you're also saying you want it to apply to everyone, and that means that when the sheriffs go, they have the right to evict everyone, not just the named tenant. So if somebody else is there, they go as well. But if this is not clicked, only the tenant will be evicted. If somebody else is there, they get to stay. So this is actually really tricky and really important. I'm not going to give you advice that this is what you have to have or should click. It depends, but hopefully you've done this correctly and you can check that box. You can also refer to your judgment. Okay, so the next thing is you will check Los Angeles County, because this will likely be in Los Angeles County, because again, this is a Los Angeles form. It is being issued to wherever the property is, where the sheriffs need to go to evict. We put the case title, which is landlord versus tenant. This is also called short case title, and then case number will be automatically pre-filled, but if it's not, put it in there. For a writ of possession only, you can leave this section blank. You leave all of this blank, but you do still need to put plaintiff's name here, landlord, and defendant's name here, even though there's nothing being exchanged. And then it will also be to the county of, again, Los Angeles. And then sign You will be the one to sign. You put the date, and that is it. Again, remember that this will be required for your writ of execution that you're filing with the court for the court to sign. The court will issue the writ, but in order for the court to issue the writ, they need this application for writ, which is basically you asking the court to sign this. It's kind of silly, but a lot of things in civil procedure can be silly. In LA, this application, this request is on this form and not the judicial council form. As always, this is not legal advice. There's no attorney-client relationship here, nor is there attorney-client privilege, and it's not a solicitation for employment, rather just for informational purposes. And we would love to hear from you if you have any input. We'd love to hear any in the comments, any experiences that you've had, whether good or bad, or compliant with this, consistent with this, or inconsistent with this. We'd love to hear all of it. And if you're going to give a thumbs down, I would love to hear why. In particular, if it's because you think the information isn't correct. Good luck, and hope to hear from you all.